Hi, and welcome to Shane Plays. This is going to be a quick sort of how-to slash tip slash tutorial, not on how all of mining in EVE Online works, but really to the point, how to find an asteroid and mine it. That's it. That's all we're going to do. And the reason I'm doing that is when I first started playing EVE Online, I actually fumbled around quite a bit, even through the tutorial missions. Like, well, how do I find this asteroid, and how do I, you know, do it? Um, as far as mining it, I could find asteroids, but I didn't know, can I mine this? What do I need to have on my ship, and etc. So that's all we're going to do here. If you're hoping for a really comprehensive every aspect of mining in the game of EVE Online, this is not what you're looking for. But if you're just looking for, dang it, I cannot get this figured out to get started, then this is for you. So, first thing we want to do is make sure you're in a ship that can mine. I'm in a venture. Uh, the starting ships in the game, I think they have a couple that can do some basic mining, and that the principles will apply as long as you have an ore hold and can equip a mining laser. The principles should apply. So let's take a look here at our loadout or our fitting on the ship. And on this venture, I have a miner 2, which is a mining laser, and that is I think you start with a civilian miner, and then a miner 1, miner 2. The main thing is you need to have a mining laser. And if you don't have one, go to the ever popular market. I always confuse these two icons here. Okay, so here's the market, and just search for miner, and right off the bat, civilian miner, miner 2. So you're probably going to start with a civilian miner or miner 1. If I remember right, the civilian miner, you can run it without needing to be trained up in skills. But let's go into my character queue here. Um, is it resource processing? Yeah, mining. So the higher you go in mining, the more the better equipment you can use. Let's take a look at this miner 2, and it shows the prerequisites are mining level 4. So not sure what the prerequisites are for a civilian miner. Let's check that real quick. Mining level 1. So you'll probably get a mission or something that gives you a skill book to train up to mining level 1 if you're going through the tutorials. If not, you'll have to buy the skill book out of the market. Alright, so now that we have a ship that has a mining laser attached, has an ore hold. The way you know you have an ore hold, let me see, I don't know if it'll show it in the fitting. That's the main cargo hold. I'm down here in the bottom right, or the bottom left. Um, yeah, it doesn't look like it specifically calls out that this has a ore hold in the fitting, but we can go into, actually, to make this easy on you, let's just do a quick search on EVE Online. What is starting miner ship? So that way, if you're like, I don't even know what I have, then um, the Osprey evidently is decent to start with. Um, this is what these people are saying. looking around to see if they throw anything else out. Of course, this is all just opinion. There's no guarantee that good starting mining tips. We're just gonna delve off in here into a moment or two. Mine and fit a tank. Somebody here says don't mine. Yeah, that's just his opinion. I know that there's a ship that, like at the very beginning, you can mine with it, and it's not the Venture. Can't remember which one it is, but you can get the Venture pretty close off, and in fact, some of the I'm actually snapping my fingers here. Some of the initial tutorial missions will give you a Venture. So anyway, enough time on that. So I've just clicked undock. Okay, and I'll just take a moment and appreciate. This is one of the best things about Eve, is just how nice things look. I like that little scanning wave or pulse or whatever that went by. I think that's neat. Okay, so here's the key to mining as far as finding a place to mine. If your little overview here is set up to show asteroid fields, then it'll show up in there. I don't have mine set up to do that. So what I always do, I just right click, and when you do that, you actually get, oh, asteroid belts. So I just kind of randomly choose an asteroid belt if I don't know where I'm at, and I go warp to within. So we're going to warp in the little Venture. And here we are. There's a ton of asteroids here. Now I do have on my overview set up to show me the asteroids that are available, and I think that you need to go actually set that up in your overview. Well, one thing you'll see here is there's all these asteroids, and if you go into warp to within 0 and you're looking around and you're not seeing a lot of asteroids, you know, as you zoom in or zoom out, chances are that field has been mined out. And I think that it resets every 24 hours. So just because an asteroid field is mined out, when you first find it, you know, you can come back the next day and it'll have asteroids. So that's one thing to do. If you just want to double check, you can click this little, I'm kind of down here next to my sort of controls here at the bottom, readouts, and there's a little thing here that says tactical, or you can control D to go into it, and that'll bring up this sort of display here that, you know, if there's asteroids or other ships or whatever, it'll put these little lines. See these little lines here, and if you're in an asteroid field where there's like a lot of haze, or, you know, it's just hard to see, then you can do that and it'll really help bring those asteroids out. And I read that on some guy's forum post or something, and it was very helpful to me. So, but what I'm going to do here is, if you're a starting miner, then you're probably going to be doing Veldspar. So I'm just going to choose an asteroid, and I'm just going to orbit it at 3,000 meters. And I usually just do that to just send myself in the direction of an asteroid. Once I get there, and this is a personal preference, I stop orbiting it and I put my ship on stop. And the reason I do that is because I've had it in the past where I've set my stuff to mining and I was doing something else like working or had walked away for a moment. And when I came back, I had mined the asteroid out and my ship just took off. And I was like 100K away from anything. So let's get closer. Ship's starting to turn. You know, normally I get, in pretty close, but I'm going to go ahead and stop my ship just to speed things up. Now, another thing I do, you don't have to do, I have drones in my ship, so I'm going to launch my drones. And really the main reason I do this is, one, I have a mining drone that helps speed up the mining process. And then also I have a defense drone, this Hornet here, which is actually pretty cool. See if I can eyeball him. Yeah, there he is. So he's been really good at protecting me from NPC pirates. And in this 0.8 security status, believe it or not, I do get a few pirates attack me. It's not unusual. So let's target this asteroid. And now that we have it targeted, what you're going to want to do, because you probably won't have a mining drone at this point, is you just target it. And now that it's targeted, you activate your mining laser, and you'll get this little blue beam, and you're mining. And then you can click onto your ore hold like I just did, and after a bit of time, then it'll start filling up. And once it's full, then it'll stop mining. It'll say, hey, you can't mine anything else, you're full, or the asteroid will run out of ore, and then everything will deactivate. So there's another, now that's scordite, but there's some more Veldspar not far away. Let's see where that's at. There it is. So you just mine, and the way I would do it, I would also right-click my mining drone, and I'd say mine repeatedly, and then my little mining drone will get in there. So I'm just going to mine long enough to show, that stuff starts going into the ore hold. Now, see, we've already got some in there. So once you're full, or you're done mining, or you've been chased off by hostile player characters or NPCs, then just go back to your station that you're normally at, or wherever you want to go actually, and sell it, or refine it and use it. I mean, you can do whatever you want with it, but I found mining to be really helpful, because a lot of times I'm working, and so I'll have EVE Online kind of running in the background, just mining. So making money never hurts. One other thing I want to point out is I did have, in the tutorials, I got into a point where I found asteroids, but I couldn't click on them. So if you can't click on an asteroid, common sense now tells me, even though at the time I didn't know enough about EVE, you can't mine it. You can't do anything to it. The second thing is you have to have a mining laser. The other thing I would do, if this is just a quick tip, and then I'll wrap, is go into the market. If you're like, oh, what should I? If you're just doing it purely to sell, you can go into the market and go into the ore and minerals area under manufacture and research, and you can see what's selling for what. it's really hard to go wrong with Veldspar. There's there's always other minerals out there that you can make money off of, but it's really hard to go wrong with Veldspar because almost everybody needs to use it in manufacturing. Some of this other stuff that, uh, uh, as you heard there, probably said the asteroids depleted. So that one um, is gone. And so let's just, for grins, we'll select this other one. I'll target it. And then I'll select my mining laser. And I'll tell my mining droid, hey, get down there and mine, dude. And now he's mining. But what I was saying is that there's a lot of different minerals that sell at different prices. Veldspar almost always sells. Now you can find these other minerals that, wow, that's really selling at a high price, and you mine it, throw it in the market, no one buys it. So you just got to kind of find your own way there. But I found that Veldspar almost always sells, and if you're just continually mining and you don't mind repeated mining trips, you will make money. I mean, I've probably mined uh, probably close to, let's see, I mean, I've at least 60, 70 million just on Veldspar, just kind of goofing around, not even making a big deal out of it. Now, if you really want to be a big miner, you want to upgrade your mining ship and all that. But I'm cool with my venture. I just go out and do little mining runs and got my little drones, and I'm cool. So that works for me. I hope this was helpful. Remember, right click, find your asteroid belt, go there, find an asteroid, target it, hit it with your mining laser. That's how it works. And for those of you watching this, they're like, well, of course. Some of us fumbled around with it. So you know, bear with us, since we are not the Eve masters that you may be. Thanks so much for watching.